I need you to stop spending so much time washing and styling your hair in the morning. It's a waste of time and it'll ruin your hair. Here's a much smarter morning routine that will give you healthier, better looking hair without any heat in less than 2 minutes. The routine comes from my salon co-founder Leslie, because believe it or not, I don't do all that much with my hair in the morning. I do her hair for her. It's my responsibility to make sure it's always in tip-top shape, but I'm busy a lot of the time, so she ends up having to make her hair last
like 2 weeks sometimes,
until I'm free to do it for her again. So this routine is a result of years and years of us testing different ways to get her hair looking good in the morning. Step 1 of your morning routine, like all good morning routines, actually starts the night before.
Trickery!
We have to protect your hair overnight, because if it gets too crazy and messy, there's nothing you'll be able to do in the morning that's gonna be able to fix it. The way we do that is super simple, and it's just 2 quick things. Number 1, when you take a shower on days that you don't wash your hair, you have to protect your hair. I have a client who loved straightening her hair, but it would never stay straight. She had to touch it up every single morning with a flat iron, which is really damaging and not at all what we're going for here in this routine. But one day, as she was leaving my salon, she says, "Chris, you know how I love my straight hair, and I know that you say it's terrible to use a flat iron every morning. What else can I do to get it looking good in the morning?" And my answer was super simple. All she had to do was prevent it from getting messed up in the first place. Almost no one realizes this, but when you take a shower on days where you don't wash your hair, all that humidity and steam is making its way into your hair and making it look so much worse. It's wrecking the longevity. And I know you're like, my shower's no big deal, maybe like a little bit splashes here, a little bit splashes there, but no. It is a big deal.
Yeah, a lot of people think that the shower isn't a big deal. Like, they don't realize how much it affects you.
The water that bounces off your shoulders and up into your hair is terrible, but really the worst thing is the humidity that nobody even thinks about. The reason for that is humidity hits your hair everywhere. It gets in every nook and cranny and works its way into your hair. The humidity ruins whatever style you have. It scraggles your hair out and gives the bacteria on your scalp a perfect environment to grow in, which makes your hair get gross much more quickly. So that's a lot of bad stuff, but all you have to do to prevent all of it is take the 2.5 seconds to put a shower cap on, and you're good to go.
Christopher, it takes way longer than 2.7 seconds. It only takes 2.7 seconds on you because you have no hairs. Let me show you how it's done. So I'm gonna take my hair, I'm gonna pull it up, and at this point I'm gonna make sure I don't have any little guys underneath here, and I'm going to kind of roll it, that way the curls kind of stay where they are. I'm gonna take this guy, I'm gonna wrap it around once, see how nice and stretchy it is. Then I'm gonna do it one more time, and it's pretty loose. I'm gonna trap it, and then I'm gonna go over my ears. I'm not gonna leave this exposed, because if I do, there's a chance I'm gonna get all these little guys. So we go over it. And now I'm ready to take a shower. Here we go.
It makes your hair life so much better. It's only like $10 or $15 on Amazon. Just make sure to get one with a terry cloth lining on the inside. That's gonna absorb any extra humidity that might make its way in there. Because if you buy one with plastic on both sides, it's not gonna work. Your hair is still gonna get messed up. Step 2 is protecting your hair while you sleep. If your hair tends to get messed up overnight with dense or frizziness, this is gonna be awesome for you. I'm gonna give you the heavy duty way of protecting your hair overnight. It all starts with putting your hair up in a bun. The first rule of overnight buns is that it cannot be that tight. You want it loose so the hair doesn't get dented or anything like that. So you're gonna use something loose like a scrunchie, and you're not gonna double it over a bunch of times to make it tight. Keep it loose. And then all you're gonna do is put on this silk bonnet over your hair. You've probably heard about needing a silk pillowcase. Those usually cost around $70 or something crazy like that. They're not necessary at all, especially when you can get a silk bonnet for like $10 on Amazon. That's gonna be perfectly positioned all night because it's literally attached to your head. Leslie doesn't use this anymore because her hair is so long. All she has to do is throw it over the pillow and actually tuck it under the pillow. But most people's hair is not long enough to do that. So you have shorter hair or medium hair, this bonnet is an awesome option. A quick word of caution before we go into the next step: do not use heat on your hair every morning. You will ruin your hair by doing that. Yes, I totally get it. The first time you do it, it looks amazing, but I'm telling you that the damage will sneak up on you and you're gonna be like, where did all this breakage come from? Why is my hair all dry and crunchy? It looks terrible. terrible. Hair commandment number 6, you must give your hair 3 days rest before you use heat again. If it doesn't get that rest, your hair is going to get damaged, it's going to get dried out, it's going to start to break off and look terrible. All right, so it's morning now, you already hit snooze twice on your phone, which means this time you have to get up and do your hair. There are only 2 products that you need for this routine, and there's a good chance that you already have both of them. The first is dry shampoo. Dry shampoo makes your life so much easier. It does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Hair commandment number 3, let the products do the work for you. Don't do the work yourself. The only thing here is that it's really important that you use dry shampoo correctly because a bunch of people are still really confused on how to use it. First rule of dry shampoo is never use it on clean hair. Dry shampoo is for dirty hair. Dry shampoo is essentially a powder that dissolves invisibly into the oil that's already on your scalp and neutralizes it. But if there's no oil on your scalp for the dry shampoo powder to dissolve into, there's a really good chance you're gonna get left with this white residue. So only use dry shampoo on hair that's actually dirty. Another thing is that you never want to hold the bottle right up against your head. You want to hold it back so it has time to turn into a spray. If you hold it right up close here, you're going to get a ton of it all in the same place. It's going to be gross, it's going to be way too much there, and it's not going to dissolve. It's going to be white and crusty. So back to our routine, when you get up in the morning, you aren't going to spray this dry shampoo all willy-nilly. You want to keep your hair feeling fresh and bouncy for as long as possible, and that means using the least amount of product possible. If you're not sure if you need to use dry shampoo or not, reach up in there with a couple of fingers, get into the root, and then just see if there's any oil. It's as easy as that. Best dry shampoos. I have 2 favorite dry shampoos. For fine and medium hair, Pulp Riot Berlin is the best. It's just the best. It's super light. You'll never even know it's in your hair. It smells amazing, but at the same time, it's strong. It makes your hair feel really refreshed after you use it. If you have coarse hair, the answer for you is going to be Moroccan Oil Dry Shampoo. It actually has a little bit of oil in it, which will shine up your hair and make it look absolutely amazing, but for fine and medium hair, it's way too heavy. This is only for coarse hair. Step 2. All right, so you woke up, you used your dry shampoo if and only if you needed to use it. Then the next step is going to be brushing your hair. And you need to be using a brush that polishes your hair up, brings it together, and makes it look amazing. If you haven't had that experience with a brush, or if you're using a comb or something like that, it is time for you to use a wet brush. Just running this through your hair makes a huge difference in shine. They're only like $15. There's no excuse not to be using one of these. You also want to keep in mind that you don't want to brush your hair too much, especially if you put curls in it. Brushing is going to knock the curls out if you go too many times. Just go until you stop seeing an improvement in the look of your hair. Final step. All right, our final step here is to get rid of the disconnected, dry look that your hair can get when you wake up. And the best way to do that is with hair oil. And here, I need you to promise me that you're gonna be really, really careful with how much you use, because if you use too much, your hair is gonna get all gross. If you watched my videos before, you're probably already really used to using oil on your ends after a shower, but that's totally different than what you're about to do right now. The reason for that is on wash day, you're looking to restore the moisture to your hair. But in this routine, you didn't just wash your hair, you just woke up. That means all this oil needs to do is add polish and shine to the outside of your hair, so you need much less of it. Here's how you're gonna do it.
It's literally the one thing that I show people the most is like how quickly oil transforms your hair.
You're gonna take a little bit of oil on your palms. Fine and medium hair needs only a tiny little bit, but Leslie here has coarse hair, so she's gonna use more. Then you're gonna rub your hands together, spread the oil around, and still focus on only your ends. You're not gonna go near your roots at all, just do your ends at the start. Once you get that polished, shiny look on your ends, you're gonna start moving up a little bit to your mids and make sure to polish them up as well. Most people are gonna stop right here, but if you're a pro and you know exactly what you're doing, or you wanna try something a little bit more advanced, you can do your roots a little bit wherever you see any flyaways. But trust me, this needs to be a very little bit of oil, just whatever's left on your hand, run your hands over the top just to get the flyaways. Best oils. The best oils for doing this are Olaplex 7 for fine and medium hair. It's great because it's nice and light, but it still gives you that super shiny, polished look, especially on your ends. When your ends have that strong hydration, they look absolutely amazing. But if you have coarse hair, you're gonna need something a little bit stronger. Moroccanoil's original treatment is absolutely amazing for coarse hair. It really gets in there to hydrate coarse hair which struggles with dryness. This is what Leslie's using. After you put the oil in your hair, you're done. Routine's over. I told you it takes less than 2 minutes. It really takes like 1 minute. I was talking with Leslie. It's super fast, super easy, makes a huge difference.
It's literally what has saved me and what has made my hair grow so long. And if you guys have more questions about hair growth, watch the video from 3 weeks ago.
I really appreciate you hanging out today. If you aren't sure which hair type you are or which oil or dry shampoo to pick, I really recommend you check out my recommended product list. It has a hair type quiz in there that will tell you exactly what your hair type is. Have a good one, guys. Take it easy.
Love you guys. Bye.